Episode Never Again Radio, episode number 10. I was clean and getting better. We're good? We're good?
Oh, we're good.
Are we good? And holy mackerel, we're live. We're live. Do you like the word holy mackerel?
I do.
How are you, man?
Doing okay. Looking forward to beyond this.
You have so many new things going on all in the same year.
Why don't you introduce who he is first?
No, his name will come up.
That's nor here nor there.
Yeah. You got married?
Married.
And you have a baby?
Have a baby now. Yeah. It's just crazy.
How do you like having a baby?
You know, I didn't know if I ever wanted to have kids, but worked out pretty good that way, and have a little baby boy, Harper, and
what's his middle name?
Ira.
Ooh,
Harper Ira.
That's good.
I find myself just saying Ira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much has it changed your life? My brother told me the minute the baby's born, your life completely changes. Is that true? You guys both have kids? Or is my brother full of shit?
I don't think it's the very minute. I think it was
an hour.
At least when my first kid was born. No, we were there for a while, and then when I went outside, I was like, holy shit. Like, there's somebody I'm responsible for.
Did you have an adrenaline rush during the pregnancy?
You know, it kind of happened.
Like you were grabbing the doctor?
It was a little fucked up.
You were in the room? Did you stay in the room?
Oh, for sure. It was
Did you cut the umbilical cord?
You know,
I didn't do that. Fuck that. I told him to do his fucking job.
No, they fucked me.
He goes, you want to cut the umbilical? I go, do your fucking job. I'm not doing it.
No, they fucked me. I wanted to do it. So the night prior, she was complaining about back pains and this and that. And
women.
I go, babe, just go to sleep. Just sleep it off. You're fine. I mean, it was pretty close to her due date. So,
was she happy with you telling her to sleep it off?
No. That's also nor here nor there. But, so we went through the night, and it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. She was still complaining about it, in a lot of pain, and I was like, damn, this is fucking happening. So I told her, let's just go to the doctor and be done with it. Go to the hospital, check in, doctor comes in. She's 6 centimeters dilated. So I'm like, oh, man, now I just feel like an asshole, because she was probably, having labor pains all night.
You would be correct, sir.
So it lasted all day at the hospital, obviously, and I think 10 of 5 he was born. 10 of 5 at night.
It's a good time.
Yeah. It was nuts. Never seen anything like it.
Would you stay in the room if you have a second child, or would you skip it?
I would stay in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you stay in the room for both?
Mm-hmm. I had to hold one of her legs on both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really? They get you involved. I don't be involved.
It was kind of nuts. There's like 8 people surrounding you, and you're there, and it's like everyone's yelling.
Well, the first time I went there, I was like, okay, I've seen TV, so I know, like, you got to put scrubs on, you got to get all the stuff, and I'm like, all right, I go, all right, where do you want me? And he was like, you need to hold one of her legs. And they had one of the other leg, and I was like,
were they short-handed, or they just want you to?
No, they want you to.
They're like,
I don't know.
Called out.
I don't know. I think that's just part they do. So I was like, okay. Like, I thought I was going to be standing next to her, like, coaching her.
Yeah, holding her hand.
Yeah. No, they didn't.
I'm here for you, baby. Do you call her baby, or is it babe? Babe?
No, I don't say anything.
Nothing?
No.
Do you have a nickname for her? Babe.
Yeah. It's whatever comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually Capri. Her middle name is Capri. So, that's what I go with.
But it was it was very awkward. And then they have the baby, and then my wife had didn't look right. Like, she didn't, you could tell, like, there was something wrong.
Yeah.
So she was in, like, a lot of pain. So they took the baby away, and normally, like, the mother is, like, looking for the baby after. And they're like, they clean the baby up, and then they're like, come over here. And I'm like, I don't want to see that. So they clean the baby up and do all the stuff, and then she didn't ask for the baby back. She was just there, like, in pain, and I'm like, something's bad. And they're like, yeah, we got to do some stuff. And I was like, oh, okay.
So get out of here.
So I hung out with the baby. No, I just sat there with the baby. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But it was weird, because then she held the baby for a while, and then they take the kid away, and then they move him into thing and check all the stuff and do it. And then you're like, okay, and then you have to ask for them to bring the baby in.
That's so
for
fucked up. It's your
weird.
kid. It's your
and I was
fucking
like,
kid.
Can I have my child? And they're like, like a half hour. We got to do some stuff. And then they roll and they bring your kid in, and then like they just left us there. So I was like, well, how do I like swaddle? Like I don't know how to do any of that.
Oh yeah.
And
man.
she's like, well, did you watch any videos? And I go, yeah, it was top of my fucking list.
Tons of them.
Yeah, I watched that, and I go, I don't know how to do it. And she's like, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry to put you out in the fucking hospital.
Yeah, but that turns into a job in her defense. She probably just fucking hates people. And
She gets paid a lot of money
sick
to
of
be there.
fucking babies. Oh, just hold your fucking baby.
Yeah, but then they left the kid there. Yeah, no, but then they left the kid there for like they told us we were only going to have like for like an hour at a time or something, and they just keep
Really?
monitoring. Yeah, but we had the kid for like 4 or 5 hours, and then finally I was like, all right, well, aren't you guys supposed to be like doing something like
Fucking
checking?
help brother out.
And they were like, oh yeah, okay, that's good. You know, bonding time's really important. And I was like, you fucking forgot. That's what we came down. You forgot to like come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what happened was the first time we went in, they cleaned the baby up and all that stuff, and then they tried to move us to another room, and the heater was broke. So it was like 90 fucking degrees in the room, and as soon as we walked in, it was like walking the gates of hell. Like, open the door, and I just went, oh god. And she goes, something must be wrong with the heat. And I go, yeah, it must be, because I'm not going in there. And then she told the doctor, and he's like, just let her stay in the delivery. So we stayed in the delivery room for like the whole next day.
Dude, our delivery room
It's massive. It's
awesome.
It's massive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of room in ours too.
Yeah.
So
You ever party in a delivery room?
no. We kind of shut that down.
I did with a couple janitors at St. Luke's.
You delivered babies at St.
Really?
Luke's?
No, it was after hours. The janitors let us in.
Oh.
Is this recent?
No.
I think those are
It was like early
not
90s.
Not only are you lying, but that would be a criminal charge.
No, we were fine. We were just huffing markers. Everybody asks who made this table, this glorious, both tables, and the answer
Some
is
guy.
Some
you.
fucking guy.
I
Yeah.
always say Drew Hoagland, Taylor Edgewood Design
Yep. Company.
Company. So it's Taylor Edgewood Company.
Yep.
When did you even remotely start getting involved in woodworking?
It's a good question.
Did your dad do woodworking? Did you
Nope.
grow up doing that?
So back up, rewind a little bit. 2016, maybe. Yeah. So 16, I was at my full-time job for 2 years at this point, and I didn't really quite know if I was in the right career path, if you will. I kind of just jumped into it. My dad did what I do now, so I was like, fuck it. I'll just do what he did. He had a good living. So, did that. Wasn't really digging it that much. So I was like, fuck me. Come home from work. I was like, damn, I don't have any fucking hobbies, and I need something to take my mind off work. So
It's really important to have that.
Oh.
Because especially if you're at a job and you're making a really good living and it's like supporting you and you can like save money and it's a career, like what you have is a career. It's not just like a job.
For sure.
So if you're not into it, but you know that like your choices are, you have to ride it out because the end's worth it. But so you don't go crazy, you need to be doing something else.
Yeah, and so that was at the point where I was like, oh, man, I got to do something else. I got to do something else. It was killing me. I didn't want to go to work. So I talked to my uncle, and he was like, you know what? Go talk to this guy. He's down in Easton. His name's Don. I was like, what? You're telling me to go meet some guy named Don in Easton?
Go talk to Don.
Yeah, and I don't
talk to Don. Tell him
He's
the
like,
alligator.
Donnie!
So my uncle he calls him. He goes, hey, I got a guy coming down to you in 15 minutes. I'm like, yo.
You want me to go now?
Yeah,
we're going now.
So I go down there.
Did your uncle go with you?
No.
So awkward.
Solo. Went solo.
Yeah.
Go down there, and this guy's like big into selling live edge slabs. I was like, damn, that's fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
So that was 3.5 years ago now, going on 4 years.
Now, was Don doing what you got into?
No, Don just sells raw wood.
Yeah.
Just sells raw wood. So I got hooked up with him, went to him to go buy one slab, and I wanted to try it out. Bought a slab, and I made my countertop. I have a in my kitchen. I have like a look through into my living room.
Yeah.
And I cut a window out my wall, and I put a countertop there, and that was my first.
Have you always been like handy with like construction and like that kind of stuff?
No,
so you're just teaching yourself as you go?
Yeah, well, actually, my dad did teach me a bit about like mechanically inclined kind of bullshit like that. But
my dad always tried, but then it just ended in him yelling, "I give up," or beating me. I remember he tried to teach me.
You probably deserved every
Oh, absolutely. I look at it now and I was like, damn, you were my age, I definitely would have beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I remember he was trying to teach me how to drive stick shift, and it was going smooth, and then I just like melted down. He just looked at me, he took the keys off, and he goes, Michael, I don't have the patience to do this with you. And he goes, nothing against you or anything, but maybe ask your mom, but we're done.
Me.
And then he just got out of the car, and I was like, I wish he would have done that more, and that would have saved a lot of fights.
Yeah, for sure. Where's that? Was that a parking lot or?
No, just the driveway. We didn't get anywhere.
You didn't get out of the driveway.
We got into reverse, and then it stalled, and then I was yelling, and then he was yelling, and then he just said, I don't have the patience. We're done. Good move on his part, though. He just literally took the keys and went back inside, and we didn't talk about me learning how to drive stick ever again. And then I didn't learn how to drive stick until I dated a girl who had a Jetta, and I wanted to learn, and she said it was easy to learn how to drive stick. Driving stick's weird. You can drive stick, right? Mm-hmm. You?
Yeah.
I learned by buying a Jeep, and I bought it in the guy's front yard, and you'd had to go up a hill and go to the road, and he was like, do you know how to drive stick? And I go, I've seen it.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right. And I just gave it gas and popped the clutch and just drove, and that was it.
When I was younger, it was a little bit more intimidating, but then when I drove like my ex's car, I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, but I just taught myself. I stalled all the fucking time in the beginning. It was my car. It was mine. I don't care.
And then he's got an old Volkswagen Beetle that every summer I try and get running. And then that one's stick. That's pretty easy to drive, but it's like 4 gears. And
yeah, but some cars are. Like the clutches are easy. Some are really easy. Yeah. My Jeep was pretty easy. Yeah, it was pretty. Like the clutch, it depends on like some cars you have to almost let the clutch almost all the way out. Yeah. I think that's the new Jet, like the new Jettas and the new Volkswagens are like that, and it's weird. But you have to almost let the thing all the way out.
We should go test drive one. 3 of us cut a promo.
Hey, I saw those. I saw those new Volkswagen he was talking about last week when we were here. They are fucking pretty nice.
I didn't see them.
Yeah, they start at like fucking $40,000 or something. What? Yeah, it's a 2-liter turbo. I don't know. I forget what it's called. I'll look it up. I don't know. They're very nice cars.
My wife wants a fucking family mobile now, and that's one of them on her list.
What are you looking at getting? My brother finally, they have 4 girls, and then they finally just broke down and got a minivan. It's nice.
I'm out. I don't want no minivan.
No. You have 4 kids, you're going to have to get a minivan. They pushed it off for a while, and then they were like, we can't do shit.
SUVs.
I think the
SUV wasn't big enough for 4 kids.
Arteon. Yeah, that's new. Well, Arteon. Oh shit, they're very nice. It's but if you look at the price, base price is $40,000.
So
what do you think, fully loaded? They're like, what, 55, 60?
Oh, most likely.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
They look like Mercedes. They look like how your old car looked.
Oh, yeah, that is a cool looking car.
Hey,
but it's probably like a Mercedes and an Audi mix. Yeah. Do I miss that car? Yeah, every day.
Do you really?
Yep. In the back of my head, I'm always like, I'll get something like that again.
That's a sweet car.
It's not even the car itself, it's the way it drove. Aesthetically.
It's like sitting in your fucking couch.
Dude, aesthetically, it looked awesome. The seats were awesome, but just how it drove and just how much it made sense. It was just... it was the first car I ever had where I could fit the entire windshield washer fluid, like the gallon, fit in the entire thing. So that was the thing I was most impressed with.
Sold. I'm fucking sold on it. I'm going.
I was like, wait a minute, I don't have a little bit left. But it just drove awesome.
Yeah.
It was. I miss being able to put it in sport mode if somebody's slow in front of me. Jeez. Like with the truck, I need to run and start. But I also like the truck because I don't. I just slow and low. You don't really it can get dangerous. Like being able to drive in like a race car, you can just flip a couple switches and then you could do like a $120.
Well, it's a different kind of. It's a different kind of driving. So before you had kind of like a sporty thing. Now you have It's utility
Yeah.
vehicle that you're doing for a purpose.
I don't mind either. I thought about getting like a newer truck, but they're like more expensive than a Mercedes.
You gotta lease everything. Don't buy anything.
I don't know. I didn't mind leasing.
How does it go? How does it go? Somebody said if it fucks, flies, drives, or floats, those don't buy anything. Anything that fucks, flies, drives, or floats, don't buy any of those. You lease all those. Everything else you buy. Which makes sense if you look at everything else. Why would you buy any? Yeah.
I don't know what
you
I'm
lease
do.
all those, you buy everything else.
A part of me wants to get something new, and then a part of me, I saw the old Volkswagen, and my dad's wanting to get it running, and I was like, I should finally just get this thing running. Just try this to work.
Super good on fucking gas.
Little beater car.
Yeah, just a little fucking.
What is the Volkswagen? What?
Bug. It's purple and yellow.
What year is it?
It's a 69, but I think it has a 68 engine in it. It's something weird like that.
You can for a very small amount of money, you could fucking pimp it out.
Hell
Now it's
yeah.
only going to get like
he doesn't want me to do anything.
40
I already
fucking
talked to him. I'm like, dude, why don't we chop the fucking top off? He's like, don't fucking touch it.
no, you new engine component stuff, and it's
Yeah.
still, but you're still only going to get like 100 horsepower.
It just
maybe.
stalls a lot, so it's not. It just needs to be tuned up. I took it to a guy for a while who's never worked on Volkswagens, and then it turned into like he just had it for too long, and we were like, just give it back to us. And then I drove it to work a couple times. It stalled out, and then winter came, and it's not. It's just. It seems like a cool idea, and then you just end up like pulling the emergency brake, and it breaks. I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? It needs to an overhaul. Maybe I'll sign up for one of those shows.
Yeah.
So you were making the slab for your countertop.
Yeah, so made it from a countertop, and I was like, fuck. I mean, it turned out pretty good. First one ever. And I was like,
How long did it take you?
I don't know, maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, give or take.
But now, how did you do? Did you have tools at the house already?
No.
So you had to go buy all that stuff.
Yeah, I kind of acquire it.
So that's a pretty big step thing. Like, all right, I'm gonna if you want to do a hobby, like, maybe I'll try writing because it's just pen and paper.
Yeah, sure.
So you went and actually purchased
Yeah, and
or acquired tools.
Yeah, and I kind of robbed my parents' house a little bit too.
Okay.
Well,
That was the first thing I do when I start doing stuff like that.
Dad always has it.
Yeah.
Dad always has it.
See what you can take out of the garage.
Yeah.
He still bitches about leaving hammers in the woods from when we built forts. I'll be like, you got a hammer? Why don't you go look in the fucking woods where you kids left them? And we did. We just would forget because my mom calls for dinner, and then we'd leave everything down there, and somebody else would take them, or they would just get ruined from rain, or we'd forget where we'd leave them, and he'd be like, where are my tools? And now being the age I am, which is when he probably was this age, when I can't find something down here, it's super frustrating, let alone when your stupid
Go look in the
kids,
fucking woods, Mike.
Your stupid kids are in the woods.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I finished that countertop, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just, like, either put it out there for people to see, or when people come over and they ask about it, I'll just say, hey, yeah, I mean, maybe I'll start doing this. So I think I posted it online.
How did you feel while you were doing it? Could you tell it was something that you were going to be into?
Yes.
Yeah.
Automatically.
So it was nothing like your first week of work.
Fuck no, dude. First week at work, I was climbing all kinds of fucking poles. I was like,
Yeah.
this is fucking crazy. I don't know if I want to do this. So, put it out there online, and instantly got a bunch of fucking responses and this and that. I'm like, oh, all right, well, yeah, I could do this for you, do that for you, do this, that, whatever. So, fast forwarding up till this point, I'm 11 months, a little less than 11 months out with work. So,
Now, when you started the business and you started because you did your countertop,
yep.
And then you got into your first job.
Yep.
How did you figure out what to charge for it?
So,
Because was it difficult to figure out well, what do I charge an hour, and what do I charge? How do I make my money back on this? Do I want to double my profit?
Yeah.
I think a lot of that, a lot of people don't realize is what lies in the beginning of it, where you're like, well, what do I even fucking charge?
Yeah.
My friend of mine was like, I'm making wreaths, and she's just like, what should I charge for it? And I'm like, well, you want to double your money,
Sure.
but you also have to figure out what you're worth in time. And she's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know that. How did you figure that out?
I mean, I've done research and I've talked to people that own their own business and this and that, and everyone tells me,
And it's important to do stuff like that.
It is, and it was always like you want to make sure you put things into thirds, kind of deal. Like a third is your profit, a third is your materials, a third is your time, and so I don't know if I would say match what I make at work. It's not even about that for me, actually.
Yeah, but the end goal is that you want to walk away.
Yeah, I want to walk away, and
So it would be important for you to be coming close to what you're bringing in now.
for sure, and I want to make sure first and foremost that the product that I'm making is going to be perfect for my customer.
Mm-hmm.
So along the way, I'm constantly calling, texting, sending pictures, saying, hey, is this something that is good? Something that's not good? Because along the way, I can always make changes
Yeah.
and adjust to what they want. So, for example, I have a job going on right now. Guy that lives in the Poconos. So, wedding gift, I should say, to his wife. Big walnut table, 2 benches. He wants his first letter of his last name right in the middle of the table. So I go to him, do you want to pick this font out? Do you want me to pick it out? Do you want to maybe drop something, a little note to your wife saying, hey, do you like this font? Because at that point, you're committed. I mean, if
Yeah.
you can't.
And also, that's usually either the customer has thought that out, or
Yeah.
now the customer has not thought that out, and then now this can drag out a week longer than it's supposed to.
For sure. And if you fuck that up, like that's like their main table. You
Yeah.
can't fuck that up.
Yeah.
And also, it's a surprise.
Yep.
So it's
I
real
love everything but the letter.
Yeah, it's real fucking touch and go. Real fucking touch and go.
So was he easy with the font? Did he have something in mind already?
This is what he tells me.
Oh, don't tell me he said you pick it. Oh, they always say you pick it.
Shit.
Listen, I know.
But
So-
in his defense, I'll do that with getting tattooed.
Really?
Yeah, but,
I'm
but that's different.
But I'm trusting the person who's making it and their judgment. So
yeah, but you're going to people that you know their style, you know how they are, you know that. But that's what happened when I used to do.
He could have researched him, and he
but I'm
trusts
saying
his
is-
judgment. But
that's how it was when I did vinyl. When I would go and make people, and I go, oh, okay, so you want your name? Yeah, you want your name like that? Okay, well, what kind of font do you want? They go, oh, well, just pick something, or
Yeah.
I just want a basic font. No, there's no such thing. There are millions and
Yeah.
millions.
Yeah.
And millions.
Thank God my wife is an artist and she has like these font books.
Yeah.
Well, you got I send everybody to Dafont,
Really?
DAFONT.com. All my tattoo guys are just like, they come in, they go, I want stuff. Go to Dafont.com.
You fucking pick it.
Dude, just go through there, and whenever it is, they hit copy, and it loads into their laptops,
Yeah.
and then they can actually print it out on a sheet of paper, and it's like, okay, now I can look at this and make this fucking letter.
So was he happy with what your wife came up with?
He doesn't know yet because he goes,
Oh,
you pick it. So I'm like, fuck me. So that's where I'm at now. The table's getting delivered, not this weekend, next weekend. So
Is the lettering going on last?
it's going on right now.
And did he approve it?
Oh, he said pick out whatever the fuck you want.
Oh my God, that's such pressure.
so how are you doing with the letter? Are you engraving it and then filling it in with color?
No, so with my tables,
Or are you burning it in?
no.
What are you doing to it?
So painting it.
Oh,
All right, now just hear me out.
Uh-huh.
So I've done quite a bit of these in the past. I call them log books,
Uh-huh.
but you can call them whatever the fuck you want. Weddings. So, like I said, I've done a lot of them. So you get a piece of wood. I'm leaking all my fucking secrets right now.
Oh,
So I get a piece of wood and finish it, and I just say, hey, I'll put your last name on it, and everyone at your wedding can sign it. Give it back.
That's a good idea.
Give it back to me, and I'll reseal it a couple coats, and then we can even make it into a coffee table at that point. So I've done it before, like that. Getting back to my point, I put on 4 or 5 coats of finish, put a letter, put the last name, what have you on it, and then put another couple coats on top of that. Seals everything in. It's there forever. So that's at the point where I'm at right now.
oh, wonderful.
Oh no.
So
if he doesn't like the letter,
He's not going to tell you.
You can't just seal, or you can't just
Dude,
sand off that section
man, no.
because then
Are you letting your wife pick it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's
good at
got an
that shit.
artistic background.
Yeah, dude,
so.
she's good at that shit.
Yeah, I think she'll hit a home run.
Yeah.
I don't think you
And
have
I
to
don't
worry about.
Well, I just don't know, because dude, I've been thinking about this. This is like the last part of this process of this big table,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I like cursive. I don't know if I like just like print. I just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's not even my table. It's not even my
It
fucking
depends
table.
on what kind of house they have, what kind of their style is.
Yeah.
If it's a nicer house, I would say probably cursive.
Yeah.
Because it's classier.
I don't
if
know.
it's just like
I'm just trying to think.
a rugged house, I would say like a bold kind of aggressive kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the dude has like.
And if it's like a
farmhouse.
kid, I would just do basic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Chicken
so
scratch.
I'm just trying to think if I had a table, or even if I asked you to put lettering on this, I don't even know what the fuck. Well, I mean, I would probably just use a font like that, but
Yeah.
You would just put that picture or something resembling.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It would match the resin on the end.
I watched. Did you? Are you? Do you
careful, you get yourself into some work.
Do you follow? Do you follow the Black Rifle Coffee guys?
I do.
Okay. Do you see their table they got made?
I did not. But I don't even want to look at it because it just gives me more fucking ideas and plans and
So
shit.
they have a massive conference table,
All right.
and they the whole middle section is all cut away.
Yep.
And then they actually had they cut out just like their logo, the BR
Yeah.
whatever, and it's placed in the middle, and then they filled all the empty voids with, I think it's like 3,000 rounds, clean, just not the actual rounds itself, just the casings.
Somebody asked me to do
Filled
that.
it in, and then they just filled it all with epoxy.
Yeah.
And you can watch the whole video from start to finish of them just pouring in epoxy and it, like filling up all the shells.
It's badass.
And they just cleared the whole thing. So it looks, and they're super shiny brass. And with the clear, it looks
It's fucking sick.
pretty fucking good.
Yeah, somebody asked me to do that already.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Did you do it?
No.
I would just be
Too
weird.
much work?
It's a lot of epoxy. I think they said it was fucking, I forgot how many gallons. It's a lot.
fucking
I mean,
epoxy is
Black
fucking-
Rifle Coffee can just say, charge me whatever the fuck you
Oh,
want.
thousands of dollars.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're making so much fucking money on coffee.
You
dude.
gotta watch the videos pretty good because
Did
it's
you
like
see Rogan got like a fucking
the crate?
like
Yeah.
half the size of his table?
he was like,
They
I don't
gave
know
his
what
own
any of this
coffee.
shit is. He's like, cool.
I'm gonna tell Rogan to throw that fucking coffee table out, or his conference table. Let me make him one.
I mean, well, the guy that
What about
made
like Sons
that
of Anarchy?
sign,
We'll
he
grind that
just-
shit in.
The guy who made
Oh, Russell Bill.
yeah,
Dude,
that's what he did. He
Shout out to Russell Bill.
He just sent him. I think I'm gonna have him on, and because he told me the story when I talked to him on the phone, but he basically just hit him up and was just like, "Hey man, like I'm gonna send you this clock." And I was like, "All right," and then he just sent it to him.
fucking
and then he
ridiculous.
said Rogan like
Yeah.
retweeted or put it out there, and then he said his followers went up, and then he said he did it for Brendan Schaub again.
Really?
Yeah, so he made two of them.
Beautiful.
Said it was a motherfucker to make. That dude's super fucking talented.
Russell Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
He makes some dope stuff. So when you were going through like your first job and your second job, when did it start being like you were like really dialing it in where you had to start keeping track of like what was coming in, and like did it get to a point, well I'm sure it's to a point where like you're keeping books and stuff
Yeah,
like
for
that,
sure,
and
right
it's
now,
turning
yeah.
like how long did it take before you were like all right cool, like this is turning into a business, and then you're like, because there is a moment where you're like I can leave my job and I can just make tables.
It's for sure fucking touch and go with that. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that right
yeah,
now.
but you'll get there. It's not
Yeah.
something that is easy to do overnight.
No.
I've been trying to do it for a long fucking time, and now I'm at the point where I think this is the first year where I'm like, all right, I think this is set up enough where I can actually start asking money from people for sponsors, and I feel like
Yeah.
I'm actually doing my job and not just saying shit because I paid for fucking audience. Like there's so many angles that you could fuck up on, and I've always put everything into the clothing, but with doing this, it's totally different.
Yeah, we
So
have
it's
to
like-
start making a lot of money on this because Dodge just put out a Dodge Charger Octane, and I really want to buy one. I don't have any money though.
Lease it, bro.
I don't have money to lease it either. Yeah,
It's probably like what, 500 a month? You think 600 a month?
Octane, 707 horsepower, but it's all blacked out. Everything's black except the brakes. Brembo brakes are red.
Yeah.
Seat belts are red. All the stitching's red. Everything's black. It is fucking mean looking.
Man.
And I was like, cool, we got to. And then I told my boss, I go, I think I need this for work because this would be cool. Like, people would want to use this if I had like a pretty fucking
Hell
cool
yeah.
car. And he goes, don't you do a podcast? Just make money off that. And I'm like,
Tell him to sponsor the
fucker.
show.
Yeah, I go, he was supposed to sponsor us to build a gun.
Really?
And I was like, what's up with that? And he was like, yeah, we will eventually. Yeah, you can go to like these websites and they'll send you a piece every month, like pieces, and you can go and put it together. So by the time you're done paying it off, you're putting your last piece.
Yeah, we
on
can
there.
start doing that now, because we could just do it at the table and just do one
Yes.
camera shot here.
Yes,
Yeah.
but yeah, you put a whole rifle
his
together.
logo in the background.
What the hell out?
But anyway,
Yeah, when did you start realizing that you could? When was it that work started picking up to the point where you were like really fucking busy with both?
Fuck.
yeah, and how much time are you doing this
All
out
right,
of
so
work? Like your whole
well,
now you're married and you got a kid.
oh my god, dude.
So you have less time.
Here's the thing. So I'm doing my best to split everything up. Fucking, I'm really trying my best. So work is 3:30, whatever, normal day. So I usually try and knock out like 3-4 hours a night, and then
So do you do it after you like put the kid down, or do you get the shit done and then go back to the house?
my wife is super good. She
Yeah.
yeah. If she needs a break, I just say, hey, I don't give a fuck. I'll bring the kid downstairs and let him hang out with me. The dude, like my kid, the dude.
Dude, that dude's pretty cool.
Call him the dude.
He's a fucking month and a half old.
Feed him White Russians.
He likes being outside, so I just take him. We go outside, and if I'm in the middle of something, I'm like, all right, fuck, I'll just start later on in half an hour. So that's how I split my time up. Weekends, I try and just make it a 8-hour day if I can.
Yeah.
Just like a normal job. So that's how I roll with that. Going back to keep my books and stuff like that. I'm really selfish. I don't let anybody help me, which sucks, but my wife has been like a godsend. She's so fucking organized.
Yeah.
So I just tell her, Capri, you take care of all that shit on that end, and just let me work in the shop. And that's what happens, and it's fucking perfect.
That's so awesome.
So I trust. I just fucking. I say, here, Nick. Here's a bunch of fucking paperwork and fucking quotes and shit like that. Please take care of that. File it.
Do you have like invoices and shit you give people and all that? That's cool. That's a fun part when you first get to there.
It is, dude.
I remember the first time I put my logo on an invoice.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's your bill.
Yeah, and
then I'm like, hey, why didn't you pay me? It was consignment, you fucking asshole. That's why I don't make invoices anymore.
Yeah, she's funny actually. My wife. So she goes out to Lowe's or Home Depot or where the fuck it is, and they have these stupid fucking lick and stick put together live edge fucking fake wood tables that you can make or wherever the fuck they are at Lowe's and Home Depot, and she just carries around my business cards and just slaps a couple on there. I'm like, oh man, you're fucking ruthless. You are fucking ruthless. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, but any chance I get, throw my business card down. I get phone calls from that. Yeah, it's crazy.
You'd be surprised. And that's another thing when you first start doing this kind of business, you have to get your name on a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Pens.
Yeah.
People always use pens.
Yeah.
So when I first started doing it, my boss was like, you got to go advertise. And he told me a bunch of ways. Like, they would literally go into grocery stores. Back when you didn't have to we had to sign for credit cards and shit all the time. Every time you go in to sign for a credit card, they give you a pen, just go, no, I got my own. And you take it and you just
leave
give it to
fucking
them.
there.
Yeah. Or you go through the grocery store and drop pens on the floor, and people will be like, oh, cool, pen. And if it's new, they just pick it up. Yeah.
That ain't bad.
It's goofy shit, but it always works. The bathrooms,
like a
you put your business
lawsuit.
card in the corner of the mirror because people taking a piss are just like,
What the fuck,
the fuck is that? Yeah. And they'll look like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
I used to
I don't want to know. I don't want to.
I want to know.
I used to put them in those potato guns, and I'd shoot them over places that were populated. That's how I used to get my cards out.
Oh fuck. So yeah.
What's your favorite thing to make?
I love doing dining room tables. Dining room tables are my absolute favorite.
What's like? What do you get asked to make the most?
Probably coffee tables.
Yeah.
Which I love doing coffee tables too. I just like doing anything.
Yeah.
I like doing different shit too. I mean, I got big into like doing like metal legs and
Yeah, because when you were doing these, you did 2 different styles of legs, and then you were like, well, pick out what ones you want and like how you were doing it, and like, where do you get the legs from?
There's a local kid I went to high school with. He's a welder, and a lot of times I ask him to make legs for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it works out. I love fucking small businesses and all right in this area.
Yeah.
So I try and buy all my wood in like a 30-mile radius from my house, and then usually a majority of my business comes from Pennsylvania. So I'd say it's a state grown tree. It's everything on this table is from PA.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
So if a customer hits you up and goes into like what they want, how do you break it down as far as like what they want for the slab? Do they have to like tell you like, oh well, I just want a table? Like you have to go through picking out wood, don't you?
Yeah. So on the quote sheet that I bring with all my estimates, it says like the species of wood, color, finish, if they want stain, that kind of deal, epoxy work, wood legs, metal legs.
And then once again, when you were starting out, you had to figure out how much of an upcharge for all that stuff.
For sure.
Did you do that right away, or was it after making a couple where you're like,
after a couple?
Damn, I didn't make any fucking money.
yeah. I definitely took my fucking hard knocks in the beginning, for sure.
You have to.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way you learn.
Yeah.
But like different species of wood is different per board foot. So you always got to think about that, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Who did you hit up to like kind of? Who like took your? Did anyone take you under their wing, or were you just kind of trying to do different
trial and error? Trial and fucking error.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but I met a lot of people on the way. I tell you that. A lot of cool dudes.
Who do you primarily get your wood from?
So I like I said, like maybe more than 30-mile radius. I go from Doylestown. There's a guy, and also it all depends on what I'm making, what kind of wood I'm using. So pretty much go from Doylestown to Easton to Blue Mountain.
Yeah.
And those 3 spots,
you're gonna find at least one out of one thing you're trying to find. You'll find it in one of those spots.
Yep. And 3 different guys, and they have all different kinds of shit. And one of the guys I still use today is Don.
Donnie.
Fucking Donnie.
Don the fucking alligator.
Donnie, Donnie.
So, what the hell was I going to ask you? Fuck, it was a good question, too.
How important is the wood? Is that one? Is there a lot of sawdust? Is that what was that it, too?
There is.
Yes.
My dog lays in it.
Oh, my God. So, do you work out of your shop at your house? Is that where you always worked out of?
Yeah. I get bitched at a lot
for just being out there way too much.
No, well that too, but it kind of took up my whole garage, and
so now your whole garage is your shop.
Yeah, and the wife doesn't have a place to park.
Well, why don't you build her?
Well, we're trying to sell her house right now, so
yeah. Well, you guys are looking to move somewhere so you can have a bigger shop. Is that the plan?
Bigger shop, yeah, and more property, and so now that we have a son, we want to kind of root in somewhere so we can stay there for a while.
What does your wife do exactly with the business? Because she's into like, she's like artistic and does photography and different stuff like that. She's a photographer, I guess you could say, but primarily she's an artist. So she takes pictures and then recreates them. Actually, she has a page called Knee Creates. Yeah.
So like I said, she takes a picture, paints them, and that's her little business, her side gig. Her full-time job's was that me, Mike?
No, it's me. It's my brother.
Her full-time job, she's a echocardio tech. So, but now she just helps your pal Drew.
But it's so important to have somebody behind you that supports you.
Yeah.
And I've definitely dated people that weren't artistic, and then they didn't get what I was trying to do, and then they always looked at what I was trying to do as like, well, you're just always doing that. Where when I hung out or dated or worked with anyone who was artistic, they would like understood what I was doing. So that's huge. That probably saves a lot of fights. Yeah,
a lot of fights, and also to have a really good friend base. Yeah, because dude, if you have a good friend base, fuck. I mean, there's been many times like I can't fucking lift this slab by myself. Who the fuck am I gonna call? And I holler at bad buddy. So
yeah. What does she do? As like, did she help you kind of structure the business more, or like, Like, because
I'm too nice. I'm way too nice.
yeah, that's how I am.
Oh man, I fucked myself so many times for being too nice.
I'm the same way.
And she's like, Drew, you know what the fuck you're doing here? Like, you can't be that nice about this. You gotta actually tell people what's up, you know?
Yeah.
So,
But it's important to have that in your corner as well.
also, that, yes. I'm trying to like find that happy medium.
Yeah.
Where it's like a mix of both.
Yeah. You'll get there.
Yeah, for sure.
How long have you actually been doing it? Would you say 13
Taylor
years?
Edge?
Yeah.
Oh man, fuck. So it's 2016. So going on 4 years.
Oh, but you've been doing woodworking. How long have you been doing that?
Oh fuck. Well, man, what the fuck? When was that? 11th grade, 12th grade. I was in a shop with. Did you go to Nazareth?
For a little.
You remember Kratzer?
Yes, I was just gonna say Mr. Kratzer.
Yeah, dude.
Mr. Kratzer built my speaker box.
There is
Get
not
the fuck out.
There is not one person that's ever said a bad thing about that man.
No, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
And I
Is he
had
still alive?
Fuck yeah, he's my mentor.
He had I was buying I had a 15-inch sub off this kid, and I was like, man, I gotta have like a big box. He was joking, and he goes, you're gonna need some serious, what kind of wood are you gonna use? And I go, I don't know, that's gonna get some fucking wood, and we're gonna fill my back seat. So yeah, it was like 3/4 inch plywood, like he built it proper.
That dude's serious.
And it was like
legit.
They still stole it.
Do you think he was overqualified to be working at Nazareth? Like he should have been doing something else.
Here's a little backstory. So I
never had Kratzer. My brother had Kratzer.
He's good. He's nice dude.
There's not one person I knew that.
I like the metal shop guy. He's not there anymore. Mr. Roanoke.
What about Mr. Kalicki?
Yes. He's not there anymore.
What about
I liked him too. He used to punch me all the time.
Didn't he punch you?
No, he'd punch you if he liked you.
Piss.
No, if he punched you, he liked you. I would come in and I'd be working on something.
I thought he hit a girl.
No, he called Diane Fibbick a fat pig.
Oh my god.
Or a fat cow. Sorry, a fat cow. So then he got in trouble. No, he was I remember Mr. Roanoke. I had him for metal class or metal stuff. That was great. Learn how to weld.
I thought he hit someone.
No, that was blown out of proportion. But no, Mr. Roanoke, I went to his.
Mr. Roanoke was good friends with my brother.
Yeah, but no, I went to Mr. Kalicki's daughter's wedding.
He had a son, Mike Roanoke, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but no, I was at Kalicki's daughter's wedding. Somebody invited me. They're like, "Hey, I need somebody to go with me for a wedding," and I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I'm just standing there, and I'm like, "Oh," and he comes up and he just goes, "What the hell you doing?" And he punched me in the back, and I go, "What's happening?" And I was like, "Oh, this is your daughter's wedding." Yeah, he was nice.
Did he smell like paint fumes?
No. And he wasn't as bad at getting punched by Mr. Yaniger. Mr. Yaniger used to punch me too.
I only had
passed.
2 run-ins with Yaniger.
He passed. God rest his soul. He was a good guy.
I was fucking around with the phone booth. And he just gave me a look and said something. And one time, I think he busted Schmitty when we were smoking butts in the bathroom.
Probably. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is it still about Kratzer?
No, I was talking about Yaniger.
Oh.
So did you like doing woodwork when you were in high school?
Yeah. So going back to that, me and Kratzer built like a wine stand or some shit in high school.
He used to always say he wanted to get a wood knot tattoo. You go, nice tattoo. He goes, I think I'm getting one like a knot in the wood. And every time I'm like, I heard that like 4 times.
He's good for that. He's good for that. Yeah. So he was obviously at my wedding. He's been
really.
Oh yeah, dude. He's like my mentor.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So do you hit him up for wood stuff and questions and whatnot?
I mean, if I hit him up, it's more or less about life shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we probably keep on a every week basis, check in with each other.
Yeah.
For my wedding in September, he fucking made me this badass like mini grandfather clock.
Oh really? Cool.
Fucking sick, dude. He like got the parts from Germany or some shit like that. I'm like, dude, this is like one of the most thoughtful gifts anyone's ever given me, man. So yeah, he's also a big influencer for me.
My brother was really into woodworking for a while. Yeah. My grandfather, he always made stuff. He always made, they were big in the 80s, those stupid fucking reindeer that like, the back were a basket. Then like somebody's grandmother would just stuff bullshit from Hobby Lobby inside of it. So he used to make reindeer cutouts, and then he got really big in. It was even before people were selling them with like the stupid fucking like a skunk's ass in the ground, and then you would paint it. Like he did all kinds of stuff like that. But he always did like fly fishing and would make his own things. But Richard picked up on all that.
That should have been my game too, because my grandfather was he worked at MedEd, graduated from MedEd, and then retired from MedEd, and he was like, "What am I going to do?" So he started cutting grass at the Speedway, and then he was like, "Let's come up with something else to do," and he did woodwork. His whole basement, he had everything.
Really?
He had everything. And then as soon as he passed away, his sons went in there, and I went down, and I was like, "Where's all this stuff?" And they were just taking bits and pieces of shit, and I'm like, "Wow, I got nothing." But he had like 4 different kinds of fucking lathes, and he had tons of shit going. And I was like, I could have really did something cool down here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was cool, dude.
I forget what happened to all my grandfather's stuff when he passed. My uncle probably took it all. I sold it. So when somebody orders something, let's go through the whole process.
All right. So usually 9 times out of 10, I go to their place so I can check it out.
Yeah.
And to see before they even tell me anything, I'd like to form my own opinions and what would look good.
Yeah, so you got to like go check the area out because they're probably like, well, we want a table, but they don't know how big they want the table.
For sure. And on my quote sheets and shit like that, I have all this shit and I ask them all the questions. And
who made the quote sheets? Your wife?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're legit. She
man.
She even put them in like a fucking hard binder for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck me.
It's so clutch.
Yeah.
And it's so such a huge help that you have somebody who one gives a shit about you wanting to do that business, but then she's artistic on top of it, so it's going to be pro. Yeah. Good for you.
So usually I try and get to the customer's place just to check it out. Like I said, to make my own opinions and see what they got going on. And so after that, I kind of put the ball in their court. I say, hey, think about it a little bit. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your ideas are. And if this is something you want to do, let me know. I'll make a quote up for you and we'll get the ball rolling and I'll give you a timetable when about it's going to be done. And that's that.
So then if I'm the customer, I'm like, okay, I want this, that, and that. And then now you get this back. And then they're like, so now you have to take it and be like, now you're figuring out where you're going to get all your supplies from and all that.
Yep.
So you get your quote sheet back and then what do?
Well, I keep a lot of shit in stock, to be honest with you. I've gotten to the point where I'm a good bit busy.
So that's a good point to be at, man.
Yeah.
Now that's why you don't have your wife's car in the garage.
Correct. So
it's not a bad thing to be running out of space. It'd be one thing is if you were just filling it with wood and then you weren't selling.
For like $200-$300, you can get one of those carports that you just put up real quick.
Dude,
yeah,
there's a roof on them. You can zipper that shit up.
For $300, you can get a fucking pop-up tent at Sam's Club.
What I'm saying is, and they zipper up. You can zipper them closed. That's all you need.
And that's another thing. She fucking complains all the time about tracking in like sawdust and all that kind of bullshit, and I feel super bad. Because she's fucking, it's not like she needs one more thing to do during the day.
But you should be writing all this shit down. So when you go to get your new place, and you're like, look, we need this pole barn over here because we're going to have all this. And then what we also need to do is put a shower in here because then I could change and then I'm not bringing anything into the house. And then you could slowly build a man apartment.
Okay, I'm standing here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to need a bed in case I'm tired.
In the intercom. Staying out here with the boy tonight.
Yeah, so all right, so I if they give me back the quote sheet, if everything's good, then we just get the ball rolling. And like I said,
is there usually a back and forth, or I mean, I guess it all depends on the customer, but is it usually just kind of like, like because your quote sheet's probably set up to where it cuts a lot of the bullshit out, but do you run into problems where it's like, oh, well, we're undecided, we want this on you, what about this, could you come back to the house? Do you get a lot of that shit?
I haven't actually. I mean, I try not to force anything on anybody, obviously, and it's solely their decision. Like, I'm not gonna shove anything down fucking people's throats. But 9 times out of 10, thanking the lucky stars, they usually come back and say, hey, we'd love for you to make this or that, and I've even had repeat buyers before too, so which is awesome.
So then you get the paperwork back from them, they have everything picked out, and then now you have to decide, well, you said you have a lot of the stuff in stock, so then it's just kind of picking and choosing what you have in the shop.
Yeah, depending on what they want, species of wood. I pick it out.
What are your options for species of wood?
Fuck me running. You know what? It's an easy
brown
question.
Ones, light brown, dark brown.
You know what?
What options do you give?
When I go there and talk to them, I have an idea of what it should be.
Yeah.
And I push that. So
you're giving them your best professional opinion on what goes with their decor in their house.
Yes. What's going to be durable?
Yeah.
What's going to last long? All that kind of stuff. But I will tell you this: primarily, all my work has been black walnut.
Yeah.
And I work with that nonstop. And I love it. It's my favorite thing to work on.
What makes it so good to work with?
Oh, dude, the color, everything. Smell. I fucking love the smell of it. It's weird. I know.
It's not weird. If you were like, yeah, I love the smell of dog piss, I would be like, hey, let's cut the cameras.
We're done here.
We'll talk after the show. I know people.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. So, primarily, that's why black walnut has been a hot commodity in my shop.
And where do you get the black walnut from locally? Do all three places usually carry it?
Yes. That's what's awesome.
Now, is there a different quality in the black walnut between the different places?
Each place has a couple levels of different quality.
Yeah.
Whatever I need.
How long did it take you to learn the different levels of quality and like... Because you're talking like, it's just different, but you didn't just know.
Donnie taught me a lot.
Donnie the alligator.
Yeah, Donnie taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Good thing I went down to Easton that day.
And then I'm sure going and working with these other guys at these other shops, then they're kind of just telling you about different types of wood and the walnut, and then you're just soaking it all in like a sponge.
Yes. Yeah, still learning to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my work's not perfect, I'll tell you that, but it's going to look good when it's all done.
Yeah, I mean, everyone who comes down here, they're like, damn, who did those tables?
Yeah.
There's not one person, I think, that doesn't come down here and was just like,
what
dude,
the
this
fuck
table's
is that?
nice.
Yeah,
Piece of shit.
Yeah, where'd you get that from?
Yeah, I'm glad you like it, man.
No, they came out awesome.
How the fuck did you even get a hold of me? That's a long time ago. I forget. You told me this before.
I started seeing like a purple or blue image on my Insta stories. And it was like you're wearing like a windbreaker in your profile photo. And I was just like, because I'll go on, I don't do it that much anymore, but I used to just go on and see who's watching the stories.
Yeah.
And then really I'm just looking for girls. To be 100% honest. That's the only thing I'm looking for.
Hot girls watching.
That's all right.
Seriously.
Anybody lonely.
Yeah. Any cutters out there. So, and then I think you hit me up, or there was something.
I think I did hit you up.
There was something I was talking about on an Insta story about, I don't even know if it was asking about getting a table made or something. And then you hit me up, and then I was like, yeah, man, come down to the studio. And then I usually leave that on some people, and some people don't come down, and I don't care because I'm busy. And then some people come down, and then I meet them, and I'm like, oh, this is a good person to have in the mix. And then there's some people that come down, and I'm like, cool.
Well, you can leave now.
But I remember you came down, and then I was just like, we just started talking, and then you were like, yeah, man, you're like, I can do these tables, and I didn't understand the process of it or anything. I just saw your work, and then I was telling him, I'm like, hey, this guy's gonna come down, and we're gonna get these tables for the studio. And he was just like, oh, all right. And then like I wanted two different styles, and like, what's the difference between this one? I mean, like,
so this is cedar.
Yeah, but like this style's totally different than what that is.
For sure.
Because you asked what we wanted to do for Jesse's, and I said I wanted it kind of rugged, and we wanted it kind of like.
I said I wanted something to put something on. As far as I went.
Don't be bashful. He said he wanted something badass.
Yeah.
I said, well, what do you want with yours?
I said I wanted a table that I can put my stuff on.
I can show you the text. He was excited about the table, and
once you send me the pictures, I go, oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I wanted his a little bit different though. I wanted it.
I like the fucking steel on it.
Yeah, that came out like
It's cool, but it also
it
it's very
echoes.
loud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that next too. Because we figured out how to like dim it down.
Yeah, there's gotta be something you can do. What if you like stuff foam in the back?
We did, and then we just kind of got it set up, and it wasn't like attached the right. Like we attached it with like an epoxy thing, like a spray.
Mine's not in here anymore.
And it just wore off. So like it was, the other day I was like, because if you touch the table, there's quite a bit of an echo, and it's getting to the point now where like it's not dumbed down anymore.
Yeah.
But no. So like this style of table is what?
This is called a book match table.
Yeah.
2 slabs of wood joined together.
Yeah. Because when you were making it, I didn't understand anything that you were doing at all. So go through the process of doing this one.
So you get 2 slabs of wood, you cut a straight edge down the middle of both of them, join them together.
Are these from Donnie?
Donnie!
Oh, damn it. Where the fuck did I get these? No, they're not.
Fucking A.
I know.
Fucking
Sorry,
Donnie.
Don.
Fucking
Yeah,
Don.
they're from a guy from Blue Mountain.
This table's probably from Donnie.
That table is from Don.
Told you,
Yes.
I can feel it. I can
Yes.
feel it.
Yeah,
I'd like to feel Don.
yeah, for sure.
So with this one, you said it was 2 pieces, and then you had to connect it in the middle?
Yep, 2 pieces, cut a straight edge right down the middle, and join them together. And I kind of liked. I was actually drawing it in my little notepad I have, and I put triangles at both ends, and I wanted to put black in it, so I just put black in it, and epoxy, and it looked fucking cool. And
Yeah,
I left it.
I like it. I like the way it's shaped. I liked everything about it.
Yeah.
And then with the legs too, I think that was my favorite part.
Yeah, I think the black epoxy triangles on top and the black legs fucking go pretty good together.
And then
Breaks it up a little bit.
when we brought them down, I didn't want to do the metal right away, but then it looked off
Do you
because
know,
it just looked
that
like
you
a
helped
table.
me carry these down here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your wife, she was not your wife at the time.
She wasn't. She wasn't.
The gal you were courting. I was just like, it looks too much like a table, and it didn't, because at that point we were actually looking to shoot the podcast this way, and then we were going to do like a straight on, and then when we were trying to go through the setup, it didn't look right, and then I knew Jandrew had a shit ton of these, because we like ripped down like the chicken coop or whatever the fuck was at that house.
Yeah.
So I knew there was a ton of those, and there was a ton that was in good shape, so I was like, well, we can bend them, and then you bent them, which you were like, I never did that before. And I was like, well, I wouldn't have asked you to do it. I thought this was something.
I never done it. I fucking lost one out of my truck on the way here. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, because you bent them and then we connected them here.
Yep.
But they turned out awesome. And then as soon as we hooked everything up, we touched it and it just went.
Oh, that was scary. It was scary the first day.
Dude, I was
It was
sweating.
awesome, and it just, I mean, it's still.
And we were.
See, mine isn't bad.
Yeah.
But imagine that times 10. I was like, oh.
But even if you hit if a guest hits the bat.
Yeah, I was like, we can't do a show. Like, that's bad.
How the fuck
Yeah, dude, and we were so far behind on like the build out, and like I was going like nuts with all this shit, and then like there was all this crazy shit going on, and then we're like, all right, cool, well, at least we got it all hooked up, and then it was like we touched the mic and it just goes and then Mooma just looks at me and I'm just like, fuck, dude, like we can't even get fucking started, and then people are like, hey, when's the show? When are you doing the show,
dude?
When's the
Why
show?
don't you just turn the mics on? Turn the show.
So how are you gonna remediate that?
Like get
Just
rid of
dampening, just anything that damps it out.
Yeah.
So it was good for a while, but it, like I said, this stuff kind of fell down. The
we
foam.
have a styrofoam
Yeah.
off the back of the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just we know how to fix it, but it's it's just finding the time.
Anything that just absorbs that little bit of vibration.
Like we just started like I had off Tuesday and I'm trying to get the rhythm of my new job, and I got up early and like I have to just be an adult. Like all I really want to do is get fucked up,
dude.
Like after I worked from 7 in the morning till 8:30 at night. I got over to the Red Wolf Inn at 9. It was
like
just
that place?
Yeah, but,
I do.
Rhythm is a dancer. I heard.
I wish. I heard who sung that? Rhythm is a dance. And it was a very roller skating song.
Yes.
Everywhere. Whoa. Take it away.
I don't even know that song.
Oh, how
Rhythm
dare
is a
you. What are
dancer.
you, 22?
Close.
What the fuck was I saying? Oh, so Tuesday, I just like made a list of everything I have to get done. And I'm sure you probably, are you a big list guy?
I am.
Dude, that's such a lifesaver. Notes.
Yeah,
and then
pocket.
what I do is notes in
Hold on.
Is this the song?
Come on, wasn't this on
Rhythm is a dancer.
Oh,
This is a
fuck me. I
great
know that.
fucking
Yeah,
song.
fuck me.
Yeah.
I know that one.
This is going into my townhouse playlist for sure.
I've never been there. Never.
We'll go.
Oh, we're going to Fat Bastard Fest. We're doing. It's coming up.
We'll go, man.
October.
I'm in.
Maybe this weekend.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, I made the notes, and then on it was like, because we've just been kind of like grabbing a guest, and then we were trying to get Skype going, and then I realized I'm like, all right, Skype's going to be a little bit of an issue, so I'm just booking guests. And then Tuesday, I just booked like 10 to 15 guests, so we're booked out past. We're into August, so like I was just like, but then I remembered, I'm like, because what's awesome is after rebuilding this and getting it going, and the same thing probably happens to you, is where you look back on when you started and how far you are now. And I remember being in my parents' basement when I was living there, because I gave up my apartment to get a studio, and I texted these guys and I'm like, we're booked out until October. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, man. And they're just like, what do you mean you're just booking people? And I'm like, I'm just hitting people up. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna book us out, and then I'm going to figure out Skype, and then we're going to pepper in the Skype calls or move some guests around. But then I was just like, cool. And then when I was done doing it, I'm like, all right, man, I think we're on our feet. I think we're actually on our fucking feet.
Hell yeah.
Dude, and I mean, it's so hard to explain I'm sure you know the same feeling, man. Like, it's tough to balance life and fucking kids and fucking being married and having a full-time career, not just some fucking job. Like, you're like, that job is very serious that you do, and your life depends on it while you're working there. So it's like, and then it's like, I'm trying to balance my life, and then I'm trying to balance it against his life, and it's like, my life is crazy and chaotic, and most of it is because I create a lot of that, but with his life is crazy and chaotic because he has a family. So it's like, you have to balance all this shit.
Yeah, dude,
then everyone's like, well, where's
thing.
all your stuff, and when are you doing new things? And I'm just like, dude, this is fucking crazy.
I had somebody ask me the other day, they got a hold of me via text, and they texted me saying, hey, can you make a table for me? I need it by next week. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me?
How long ago was it that you could actually do that? Can you make a table in a week?
Yeah, I probably could.
Yeah.
I'll take a week of vacation, though. At my real job.
Yeah.
But, fuck. I could probably do it.
Yeah. How long ago was it when you were like... Because I remember when we first met, you were busy, but you weren't as busy as you are now. And you were like, look, I'm trying to, like, get things going.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get things going, and I'm trying to, like, get it to the point where I'm so busy with this that I can walk away from my fucking job.
Yeah, I'm almost at that point.
Yeah.
I think.
What do you think, another 2 years?
Though.
2 years? Less. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to... I want to broaden my company as well. I want to start selling raw slabs of wood, unfinished, that are dried and to the proper percent
level. So you'd be doing
level.
what Don does.
Yes, and I want to have that option to people. I said, how about thinking about me just supplying you with a slab and you doing it how you want to do it?
Yeah. You could do that, because if when you guys get the new place and she lets you do the pole barn, then you could use that as, like, that's a good idea too, because it's not, you're just moving your inventory.
Yes.
And then you're making money.
Yes. Not
putting man hour into it.
Yes. I like giving a customer
and Bushkill's. Would you stay in Bushkill?
Yes.
So that Bushkill's a really good location.
I feel
like Bushkill has the feeling of like somebody traveling there to get wood.
Yeah.
Like it's a good location to do it.
Yeah, for sure. So since I've started this in 2016, every year I've wrote down goals of what I want to do this year, and that's one of them this year. Just start.
What were your goals last year that you actually got this year?
Last year I wrote a list of a certain amount of tables I wanted to do, and I think I missed it by like 5. But fuck it, it's no big deal. But
you could have been like 50 tables and you made 2. You're like, I wanted to make 50 tables.
I only did one.
I missed it by 47.
So this year I upped it by, I think, 10 or 15 tables. And also my list is start pushing raw wood customers that want to do it on their own and make it their own style and their own way.
Yeah.
So
what else would you supply? What else does Don supply? Just the wood?
just wood. Yep.
Just wood, and that's it?
Yep. And you can make your bases
Now,
and legs out of wood.
does he get the wood from like the logging companies, and then he cuts the slabs, or does he buying the slabs from somebody else?
No, he slabs them all out himself.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that's serious machinery that does that though.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And where's
I like to
Don
buy one.
located? So Don does this at his house, and then
Donnie, it's in Easton.
yeah, but
He is
does
a,
he like do this? Does he get everything prepared at his home and then bring everything to the shop in Easton, or does he does everything in Easton?
So he used to have a shop down in Easton, and now he is up in Bangor, and at his new place, he has a big barn up there, sawmill, tractors and shit like that.
Yeah.
Moving all kinds of shit around.
Fucking Don, man.
Big Don, yeah.
How old is Don?
Don?
I'm picturing him being in his 60s.
Yeah. Late 50s, early 60s.
100% Italian.
His last name's Tyson. So I don't think that's
I don't
Italian.
know. What is that?
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I wish I wouldn't have asked. I wanted to keep picturing Don as an Italian mobster.
little short Italian guy. Just cuts wood all day.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how about you? What's next for you?
I don't know, man. I mean, I do know, but I'm trying to the other thing too is do you have problems with realistically lining your goals out?
I have a problem with.
Did it take you a while to be where you're giving yourself an allotted amount of tables? Were you I'm going to do 100 tables this year?
Yes.
And then you do a certain amount, and then now your realistic goal is
Yes.
all right, well, I want to do 15 more than I did last year, but that's a realistic number.
Yes.
How long did that take to get to that point
Probably
to wrap your head around?
Probably my second year.
Yeah.
Second going.
Does your
third
wife
year.
help with that too, or she's honey, stop? We only sold that many.
You know,
You're I've been working nonstop. There's no way we just did 50 fucking tables.
Yeah. So my issue is I want to take a break.
Yeah.
After this table, I want to take not this one, but the table I'm doing right now.
With the lettering.
Yeah, I want to take a break, but
how long's your break gonna be?
A day, because I'll just feel like an asshole, and I think I'm lazy.
Dude, that's the same thing I do.
I fucking hate feeling like that.
Dude, if I take it Tuesday, when I said I made that list and I booked all those people, I worked on Never Again to the point where I had a headache because I was in front of the computer, whether I was doing editing or just getting the last podcast up and just going over stuff with him, and just I had a headache and I had to stop at 6 o'clock, and that's totally normal to stop at 6 o'clock because I've been working on it since 9 in the morning.
Do you want to hear something fucked up?
It's fucked up, man.
This is fucked up.
But if I didn't do any of that and I just took a day for Michael and went mountain biking or tried to go on a date or got a prostitute, one of the two, I would be so pissed at myself and be like, you dumb fuck, you had one fucking day off. Or if I go out and get fucked up and then I'm hungover and then I just want to lay on the couch all day, I'll just be the whole time I'll be like, you stupid fucking asshole. You fucking stupid asshole. What the fuck are you thinking? You're gonna be so pissed at yourself, and you had to do all this shit, and instead now you're throwing up every 20 minutes. Dude, it sucks.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I feel like such a fucking schmuck sometimes on the weekends. If I want to take 2 hours and just clear my fucking head, I can't even take 2 fucking hours.
I think that's why I love the fights so much, and I try and get everyone to come over because it's really my only downtime. It's the only time I'm not thinking about the show or anything like that, and everybody just gets together. And I love cooking, and we have a good crew that comes down for the fights.
I gotta come down,
dude. Anytime, you're more than welcome. I tell everybody what we do down here, and they're like, "That's awesome." I'm like, "Dude, come by."
Yeah.
Last weekend it was Dustin and Tim, and I think Mo stopped by, but we made nachos. My buddy does competition barbecue. He gave me barbecue, and I made these crazy nachos with Dustin. It was just me and Dustin just ate a plate of nachos till we couldn't move.
I think he's working out again.
Is he?
I think so.
He always looks so buff.
So
you probably seen him in his driveway doing jailhouse workouts with Jandra. They got weight sets out in the thing.
Doing
just hitting each other's chest.
Penn Staters going back across the parking lot running. I betcha. He's a good-looking guy.
Shooting steroids into each other's ass, slapping each other across the face. Let's fucking do this, another rep, brother. Is that what they're doing over there?
I don't know if I'd go that far with it. I don't know if I want to go that far with it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so
what do you want to do on that day off?
what do I do on the day off? This may sound weird. I want to go to Orange County Choppers. I just told Neek that today.
How far out is it?
It's like 2 hours.
I driven by it already.
Have you?
It's a palace,
massive, isn't it?
It's a palace.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were driving along, and I don't really know where we were going. Somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we were going to, but anyway, we're just sitting there, and it was at night.
Yeah.
And I remember just sitting there like bored in the back of the car, and I was with like my in-laws and everything, and then I just like looked over, and it was just everything's all lit up.
Yeah.
So that whole front section, that's all glass.
Yeah.
It's all lit up, and I was like, oh my God, there's Orange County Chopper. And it was late, and I was like, if we would have been here earlier, I would have liked to go.
Well, I watched that fucking show, and I was like, damn, it's like close enough to go up there for a ride.
Yeah. But I don't know if half
for a
that stuff's
day
even
trip.
open anymore. Like, they used to have a cafe. They used to have now they had some money issues.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
lot of
Is like,
money.
what's going on with that actual business? Because didn't they split?
They
right?
sent for Martin. No, yeah, they've been around for a while.
I just saw that.
No.
from Martin.
I mean, like they split, like the father and son, and then the son
Yeah.
did his own fucking thing. I remember
He has his
they did a
own
show like
successful
that.
business.
But
yeah.
then they were gonna like bring him back together for another
I don't
season.
think it's far from
No.
Orange County Choppers. His shop, the kid's shop.
No, I don't think it is
I don't
either.
think it is.
No, they.
What happened to the fat depressed kid? It was funny.
The son,
Mikey?
the other son,
Yeah,
he's still
what's he
around.
doing?
He's around with the
Mikey.
dad.
Is that Mikey?
Yeah. No, what happened was they no, he had they had money issues because of that massive thing, and then as the show started to die down, they weren't selling as much merchandise anymore and all that stuff. So
Do you
last
think that show tore that family apart, or do you think they were
no,
fucking?
I think alcoholism and the father's attitude kind of wrecked that family. But they're actually getting
Better.
they go to therapy and they're together. Yeah, they're actually together. I met the son and I met Vinny when he was there like
Really?
years ago when I went to Sturgis. Yeah. And
One of the
they're really
guys
nice
who
dude.
worked there is from like
Pocono area.
from Bath.
No, from Bath.
Bath.
Yeah,
Really?
but now
what's
he
his
moved.
name? Yeah.
Rick.
Rick, yeah.
Pecco.
There's no
so now
way
he
he
makes
stayed in Bath.
He no, his family's still in Bath, and no, but he lives
How
right in
dare you
Poconos.
move him out.
He does forging now. He does
Really?
knives and stuff.
I wonder if Luke knows him.
Maybe.
Fuck.
Yeah, he does knives and stuff. He did his own. He owned his own motorcycle shop for a while, and he was still doing that show. So he would have drive there and stay out there for a couple weeks, and then drive back home. That's what his schedule was.
How annoying is that?
So now they have a guy.
Probably not annoying at all when your bank account's fucking tripling.
valid.
the guy,
Very valid.
And all he's doing is fucking working on bikes and watching those two idiots fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
Actually, it was probably very stressful just be involved in all
the
that
dude,
drama
the
and horseshit.
guy they have there now does that. He's from somewhere else. I think he's from California. He comes out there and stays for a couple
California?
months. He's married and everything, and he just stays there and then goes back. But
So you don't think it's like as big as a setup as? Well, I mean, the building's probably the same, but they probably just.
but
don't.
that's what I'm saying. I think they went too big, like too late. So last I read in the paper was he filed for some kind of loan. He was filing for bankruptcy on something to give himself time, and whatever he did, like they came back at him and said like what he said were losses. Like they proved that half the stuff wasn't really losses, so they were like trying to make him force him to do stuff. But that's why he came out with his own line of bikes now.
Yeah.
Like the senior bikes, they're supposed to be like they can put
Are
them together
people
really
buying
quick.
that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are. Well, fucking Martin just bought one, last year, Jesse?
Yes. It was a car though.
Oh.
It was like a car.
Like a trike-ish.
Oh, I saw it. Actually, what's funny is I was delivering rags at the time, and they were. It was like a trike, but it had like a car body on it or some shit.
That was Junior did that. The Junior did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, his shop is
It
pretty.
was stupid.
I just want to take a drive up there just to do
No, it
it.
was very nice
No.
because
Just fucking around.
because they got wood from Martin,
Yeah.
so they sent them. So they did like the dash and stuff like that.
You ever have anybody ask you to do shit with like Martin guitar stuff or like their own wood
No, I'd like for
beer
them to-
taps? They ask you to make those?
I'd like for them to ask me one day.
No, I mean just people in general.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
What about pearl inlay? You ever fuck with anything like that?
No, that's like fucking real meticulous, and
I think Fessler does that shit over at Martin.
I
I
fucking
think.
love Fessler.
Yeah. I asked him to come on the podcast. And he was like, "Why?" I'm like, "Cause you're Fessler. You're so
If he
fascinating."
comes on, I want to come on with him.
Yeah, we'll set it up. I got to get like lighting set up for that side. Then I can do dual guests.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I would love to interview Fessler. He's so interesting.
He is, man.
Like just the vehicles he bought.
Awesome family
like
too.
That, yeah, like that Porsche that he had. He got it for $1. Like just some old guy had it, and then he like asked him about it.
He's the man.
And the guy's just like, "You want it?"
He is a fucking sawmill.
Yeah, dude. He's extremely talented. He's extremely unique. I asked him to. I've been talking, and you can ask him. I've been talking about wanting to do this for a while, but last time he came down for the fights, I was like, "Yo, dude," I'm like, "If we like set up a demolition derby car, would you drive it?" And he's like, 100%. And I was like, because like when I have these ideas, like I need help, and he's like really into it. So he's just like, dude, he's like, I started looking into pricing for these derbies, and I want to go to like my idea I pitched to him was like, I want to go to like a super white trash like demolition derby, and then there's one that's local,
West End Fair.
Yes. And I was like, he's like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I want to ramp it up with the show. I want to get a car. I want to get the sponsors from the show to put things all over it. I was like, and then I want to go there with like t-shirts and like 150 people and a bunch of cameras and take over the place and just be like, fuck you, we're here to win the fucking derby. And then everyone will be like, what? Like, we don't take it this seriously. But then Fessler was like, I'm in. So then we started talking about what kind of vehicle we'd get, and it's all doable.
Fuck yeah.
So it's like if we really wanted to, you could do
Lincoln.
You could do it. Yeah, he said we need something fucking.
You need
big
an old, an old Lincoln. You got to move the gas tank, put a fuel cell in the trunk.
I think you gotta like weld the doors and shit for that kind of stuff.
Yep.
He knows how to do it.
You got to put a little. I was like,
yo,
take the glass out. You got to put a little roll cage just in the corner panel so it doesn't.
GoPros all over it. We'll put the fucking logo. We'll put the fucking logo on it, and then we'll fucking get sponsors.
He'd be good at that too.
Yeah,
he's good at everything.
And then I was like, dude, I'm like, and even if we needed money, we could easily do a GoFundMe and raise enough money to fucking.
Hell yeah! I mean, how much money do you need for
it? Doesn't have to run very well.
Well, he said the West End Fair was expensive to get into.
Oh, really?
And I was like, well, see, this is what I was asking before with like projections and like trying to figure out what we need to do, where I'm like, before I'd be like, we're doing it, and then I would just force us to do it this year, and it would either not go well at all, or it would just be it was always just stress. And then I'm like, he's like, well, what are we going to do? And I'm like, well, we're going to do it next year. But I was like, but what we can do is like, let's get a night and then go to a demolition derby and like
check it out,
scope it out and see which one we want to do. Because I want to go to one where there's like going to be food and other shit. Like it's a big fucking fair.
West End's big.
So there's more stuff to film. So you can get like filler, and there's definitely going to be.
If there's enough people there, they're going to think you're somebody famous who's got cameras flashing around.
Yeah, man. And I'm just like, like that's what I want to do. But like I said before, it's like I'm trying to project now instead of forcing to do stuff. Like where we're talking about doing a takeover at the townhouse, and like I want to talk to, like I've been talking to Twazi, and
who's Twazi?
He's the owner.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And so like I want to talk to him about like
Mad J's Barbecue.
We're gonna get Mad J's Barbecue to like do a pig or something.
When do they open?
I don't know. I know they're at the farmers market every weekend, every Saturday morning. Saturday.
Damn.
They're up there and they sell out of everything.
You've had it before, right? You've had this stuff.
Bunch of stuff.
I have him make me shit for the fights.
Yeah, he gets food for the fight. Yeah.
Like, dude, it's legit. It's good. I have a couple of friends who make barbecue, and their shit is right up there with theirs. And like he goes over there, and like one of the things he makes is like Mad J's mess, and it's like eggs, onions, peppers. Have you had it? Like what's all in it?
No, I always get the pulled pork or the brisket, stuff like that. But
so it's good. Like I think he puts one of the smoked meats in with it, and then it's like scrambled eggs, and it's like basically like a smoked omelet.
Yeah, I told him I had a sandwich last week, and I was like, "Hey, I had some of your Angry Peach barbecue sauce." I go, "This stuff's fucking good," and he goes, "Yeah, I know." And I go, no, that was me telling you, like, I'm going to need some more of that. Like, not like...
all the sides are good.
It's
like,
good.
Have you ever been to Point Phillips?
Yeah.
Is it pretty comparable?
I like Jay's better.
Really?
Point Phillips is good, but I don't know. Point Phillips, I was in there 2 times in a row, and their wings blew me away. And then the third time I was in there, they were off a little bit. But I love Point Phillips.
I do too.
But
I want to join the gun club.
Do you?
Yeah, I never fucking.
Just Point Phillips has
everybody.
Rod and Gun Club,
dude. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Point Phillips. Yeah,
it's a sweet bar in there too.
Yeah, that bar is.
But for
really
years
nice.
and years, I've been trying, and every time I'm thinking about doing it, it falls through. But I want to go up there because it's really not as far as you think.
Dude, it's 3 minutes from my parents' house.
Yeah.
Their food's really good. I always forget about it, and then I'm like, "There's nowhere to fucking eat in Bushkill." And then I'm like, "Wait a minute, there's fucking Point Phillips."
Yeah,
and they're slammed.
You can never get in there. Yeah,
slammed.
Never. You gotta
slammed.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
the last time I was in there, I asked like a couple to move down. And I sat at the end of the bar, and then the next weekend, I went on a Saturday, and then it was before I was working for the post office, and I hit Jandrew up, and we used to go out and get smashed all the time. He's one of my favorite people to drink with. And
it's funny, isn't it?
I was like, yo, let's go down to Point Phillips, and he had to work Monday, and I didn't. And I think it was like the weekend before, like I knew it was like I was going away to prison. Like I knew my weekends were going to be tiled down. So we went to Point Phillips, and we left, and we were pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, let's go to Slate Quarry and get mixed drinks or something.
He's
like, we're just getting one. Dude, next thing you know, because there was no one there, and I forget the bartender's name. She was really cool.
Yeah.
And she just started making us dumb mixed drinks. Then I was like, why don't we get a Long Island? And then after I had that, then I vaguely remembered talking to my parents, and then woke up on their couch. It was bad.
Awesome.
And my dad's just like, you got drunk last night, did you? I'm like, I didn't drive. I'm off tomorrow. Yes, I did. But now, Fessler's awesome.
Yeah, awesome dude.
You ever make anything with him over there?
I've not. I gave him a bike once, like a motorcycle, to redo. I gave him one.
To like fix up and get back?
No, I just gave it to him to have.
Yeah.
So.
Is it that little one that he drives around on?
I don't know if it's that little one or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I should ask him about it. Maybe next time I see him, I'll ask him about it. So.
But as far as what I want to do for like growing this year, my main goal is to get like the main focus is to finish this, which is pretty much one more set of lights, which is going to be in hopefully this weekend or next week, and then set up Skype. That's on like my priority list.
Yep.
And then I just want to get the sponsors going, because it's like I could start it now, and I think I'm going to start them next month, but like I didn't want to start asking people for money before like I was doing something. I'm always afraid that like I'm not going to be able to deliver what I'm telling them I can, and then I don't want it to be a thing where they pay and I don't have my shit together enough, and then they're like, oh well, you only did one podcast last night or like last month, so like what am I paying for? So there's like a lot of variables into like.
I don't think. I mean, like that.
I don't. But it's you. I'm sure you overthink all like that with that letter.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like you just. It's because you care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I give a shit about what we're doing. He gives a shit about the audio. It's why like it works out awesome, because he cares. Like, you know what I mean? We had people that didn't give a fuck, and it's down to two people. But it's just. I don't know, man. There's a lot I want to do, but I'm trying to like not do, like I can't do the Demolition Derby until this shit's done.
Yeah.
And that's like the main thing that I'm trying to focus on is like get the important shit done, get the material out, and then in the next, like I have a guest that is going to eventually be doing like pretty big things. And I talked to him a couple months ago.
Who is it?
This guy, Mind Machine.
He
makes food out of I think it's A&S in New Jersey. I would say it's the top 3. It's probably in the top 3 best places I've ever eat, and it probably 1 and 2. And the food's ridiculous. And my buddy Kevin Patton introduced me to him, and like I've just been watching him grow. His social media is growing. He started interacting with other people, and then I was like, yo, I want to do the show. I want you to do the show. And he's like, well, I'm going to start filming for this TV show. I don't know how I'm going to get up there. So I was like, all right, well, what if I come down to you? And then he was just like, well, that's going to be a lot easier. And then I was like,
that like a mobile podcast?
That's what.
No,
he won't go. I'll do it.
You can't do it, Jesse.
He won't go because he's not going to be able to because of his family. But I'm going to have to set it up with like Muma, who does freelance stuff like that. So like, if I can grab a guest like that I can grab on the cusp, and we can go and shoot some really cool film stuff and do like one-off look. I'm not trying to do that all the time, but I'll make time for a guest like that. But like I want to do more video stuff like that. Like I want to shoot over at Luke's Forge, and I want to shoot stuff with you, but like I can't do that stuff now because I'm trying to do this shit. And until this shit's done, then like my problem is that I want to try and do too many things at once. So like if I start trying to do full-on production of video while I'm doing full-on production of editing, while I'm trying to do traveling, while I'm trying to do this, it just turns into a giant clusterfuck.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like put the important shit here. And then when he's like, hey man, like, and I don't know if we're going to go down and film there. He might have time to go up there. Yeah. But instead of me being like, hey, I'm going to come down and do all this stuff, I'm like, look, I'll come down and I'll talk to you and we'll see what works. But what I used to do before is I would just be like, we're going to do all this stuff. And then he'd be like, what the fuck are we talking about?
We're going to have a whole band on. Figure it out.
And we did. We did have a whole band on and we did figure it out. Damn. He gets nervous and I know it's going to come through in the end and it takes a lot of work, but I'm trying to do it more professionally where we're not wasting anyone's time because there's no fucking time anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you get a lot of that. I get
super high strung.
That's what I'm saying is like, how hard is it for you to figure out how you lay everything out now? You have 11 months of work. That's not easy to plan all that shit out.
No, for sure. Definitely not. I don't know.
Walk me through your stress.
Where the fuck do I start? Honestly, I think after this table, I've learned that I'm going to take my time a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everything is just a fucking rush.
Yeah.
And I try so hard not to get to that point. And
it's like that all the time. Everybody wants you on their schedule.
Yes, dude.
That's what my whole job is.
Yeah. So,
I don't know how he does what he does.
I don't think I can.
No, I get tired. I just get so tired of people that'll be like, hey, your son went to prison at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
You're walking in at 4:29 and I'm leaving at 4:30 and you're like, what, why can't we do this now? I don't understand.
You got fucking
Where have you been all fucking day?
Yeah.
Oh, I slept until 2 and then I I don't like people.
No.
Pretty much. No.
I want to move to Montana.
You were saying that.
In the worst way.
We're not getting away from your stress. Walk me through your stress.
Fuck. My stress.
How scared are you of wood bees? Is
that
a thing?
Yeah, not very.
There's a lot of them this year.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, seriously.
Do you remember that year when there was like 1 million Japanese beetles?
Yeah. Somehow we got rid of that.
Yeah.
I think we sprayed. I think they sprayed us up.
I don't know.
But seriously, this year I've seen a ton of those big fucking bees. And I'm like, why? I don't think I grew like... We did have a tree in the back that like whatever the flowers were attracted them. Yeah. And then I think I chopped that shit down.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking George Washington, baby.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking no.
You should have made a coffee table out of it.
Yeah.
But my stress, oh fuck.
Yeah, like you're trying not to.
So
like it's very similar. Like I'm not trying to overload my shit. Like Skype wasn't working, so I was like, cool. We're just gonna go back to what we do.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring guests in. We're gonna do single guests. We're gonna eat easier stuff, and then we're gonna figure it out as we go. And I'm gonna go Sunday, and I'm gonna probably look at picking the equipment up. So it's like we're working on it.
I would say a good % of my stress comes from being a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And if something's not the way I want it and doesn't look how I want it, I'll just fucking burn that piece of wood. I'll throw it. I usually have a fire going, so I'll throw that right in the fucking fire.
What's the biggest thing you've thrown on the fire?
Pretty good size table. I'll just start the fuck over. I don't care. Don't care. If it's not up to standard and how I want it to look, no.
Yeah, because all it's going to do is bother you up until the point where you're handing it off to the person.
And as soon as I do that, it'll bother me up to the point where I'm saying, fuck this. This is trash. Yeah. And after it's done, I feel 100 times better.
Yeah.
So
do you think you're like you were putting too much on your plate with your times now?
Yeah.
What made you realize peeling that back, having the kid? Because now you have to have attention somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to give my son the life my dad gave me and my brother. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do you think it was from like with you having to have attention on the kid? Was it a moment where you're like, dude, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is insane. Like, I come home from work, I say hi to my wife, and then I'm making fucking tables till dark. Then I go to work, and then
I get home from work at 4. I walk upstairs, say, hey babe, I love you. Hey Harp. Walk downstairs, work on tables.
Yeah.
Come upstairs to eat. Go back downstairs. Say, babe, I'll be right up. Fuck, another hour or two later, I'm like, fuck me.
Yeah, you don't want to miss.
No, I don't want to miss shit like that, dude.
We were talking about that last show.
Yeah, I missed.
Or the other show.
Yeah,
like,
it fucks with your head.
Yeah, it's already fucking with my head.
I'm watching videos of my kid walk, and I'm like, Damn it.
Dude, I get bummed just missing my niece's birthdays and shit. When I worked over at the deli, like, I missed everything.
Yeah.
When I was at the Easton one, when was running that, and that was going to be my store, like, I remember I gave everything up. I stopped doing the clothing, and like, I don't even know if I was doing the podcast at one point, and like, I just was like sacrificing everything. And then when nothing worked out, I was like, what the fuck did you do any of that for?
Yeah. Yeah,
just working 6 days a week.
Well, in your defense, it was supposed to go to you. And
that is true. But like, then the other thing too is like, you know, you start. I'm like, well, I don't know how old my fucking nieces are.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like, you're missing fucking birthdays, and like the whole reason you moved back from Virginia was so that you could be more of an uncle, and then here you are blowing all that stuff off. So I mean, it's got to be worse as a fucking parent. Could you imagine being a parent that doesn't care?
Fuck, dude.
No. I can't imagine. But I could probably point some out on fucking Instagram. Fucking assholes. Bunch of fucking cocksuckers. You see them like once a week, like with their kids. Hey, how's it going? Like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't want any part of that.
I watched fucking
as much time as I can.
I watched fucking the Trolls movie, I think 7 fucking times this week.
The Trolls movie?
Yeah, the fucking Trolls. You know, the stupid Trolls? Yeah.
No.
Well, there's a movie and like, what's his name? The Justin Timberlake.
Is that The Rock?
No, the Timberlake. Justin Timberlake does a voice. And somebody. Yeah, I watched 7 fucking times, and then when I was just leaving here, we just watched fucking Finding Nemo for like the 8 millionth fucking time.
Yeah, that's a big one.
But that's cool. I didn't take my picture on Instagram for the one day.
Do you guys go back to the old Disney movies, like the originals and all
They're
that shit?
They're fucking horrible.
What? I remember the original.
Well, I have girls,
the
so I watched
Robin Hood movie.
I also watched
with the fox.
Beauty and the Beast. That was on.
Yeah, you gotta watch so much dumb shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have cool shit to watch. Like, let's watch G.I. Joe. We're like, No,
my big thing was the Robin Hood one with like the fox, that Disney cartoon. That was I was obsessed with Robin Hood. I don't know why.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
That's good. Yeah. That was, I think, my favorite Disney one we used to watch. And then I'm trying to think what other Disney ones.
The new Frozen's coming out in November.
I saw.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
I bet your daughters are excited.
And
are you gonna wear a princess dress?
Descendants 3 is coming out this summer. We've been watching promos for that for about a year
down.
And a half. Going down. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, that's crazy. So they probably go on YouTube and find like the previews, and then they dad watch. Dad.
I think
the only thing I used to make my dad watch was like previews for wrestling games that were coming out. I was like, yo, look how good these are. I was like, yeah, cool.
No, but that is cool.
That's what you're doing this summer, loser.
No, that's the only thing that's cool.
Have sex with someone. I'll jerking off all over our furniture.
No, that's the only good thing. I have my daughter playing video games, so yeah, she plays Forza. She'll race and play Forza.
Like the motorsports for the racing.
Yeah, she'll do that, but then she takes all my cars and makes them fucking pink and purple.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and the one has a cat on it. A kitty cat on a Lamborghini.
Yeah, they're your daughters.
Yeah, whatever. But I had her playing Call of Duty for a while.
Cool.
Yeah, she does that stuff. So
very cool.
That's the only good time I have. Then my wife's like,
"What's your escape, man?
You gotta have something fun.
You gotta have something besides woodworking."
I like drive my old truck around that.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I wanted to talk about too. Is you got an old truck for a delivery vehicle?
Yeah, throw my tails in the back of that.
I saw you at the gas station. I was like, you talked about pulling the trigger on that on a vehicle like that for a while.
Yeah, I did. I was thinking about that for a while.
What is it?
It's a 51 GMC.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's fucking badass. All original. 6-cylinder, 4 on the floor. Yeah, it's fun.
Do you get to take that out a lot, or do you? Well, I mean, besides delivery, do you take it out?
Yeah, that's. I just tell my wife, "Hey, I'm taking a drive." And that usually means clear my head about something.
Yeah. Where do you take it? Around the back roads of Bushkill?
I do. Mountain Road.
Yeah.
Good on Mountain Road. Yeah.
Dude, I remember when we were kids. Our one buddy Toby used to have a pickup truck, and we used to ride in the back of it. Yep. And he drove like a complete and total maniac. Like, I don't know how we never died driving with him. He was a complete lunatic.
Yeah.
And we were on Mountain Road, and I knew Mountain Road, and so did my buddy Cummings, and we're sitting in the back seat, and we're like, hold on. Yeah. And we were going to our buddy Paul's house, and he had a BMX bike in the back, and we hit that drop and then came up, and the whole truck got air, and I looked over at my brother, and we were both level with the top of the cab, and so was the BMX bike, and we just looked at each other like, holy shit, dude. And then we just hit and just were grabbed onto like each other or anything, and it was like, Gadoom! And I remember being like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, calm down. It was like, I remember it was like a old pickup truck that like shifted on the column.
Yeah, 300 trees.
Yeah, and he had a cast, so he would just like hit it.
Oh.
Dude, it was so dangerous. And then we got pulled over the one time. The cops are like, you can't have these kids driving around. And he's like, well, what? He's like, they got to have seatbelts on. So we went to a junkyard. And he got a seat out of the back of an old car, and he welded it to the back of his seat, and we each had seat belts, which was so much safer. And like my mom would like give me less hassle because she'd be like, "Don't be in the back of that pickup truck," and we'd be like, "We're not," and there'd be like 6 in the cab, and then we'd drive away and just like, "Get in the fucking back."
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about just fucking taking a drive, listening to music, and
yeah, man. I used to go on a lot when I wasn't here in town. I was in Bushkill. I would either take runs or walks, and I would just head back towards the mountain.
It's nice. It's
yeah,
nice there.
Especially like back on even if on Mountain Road, if you go the other way, where it like takes you out by like where Van B Tack Shop used to be. Is that still there, Van B Tack Shop?
I don't think so.
I remember I bought a pair of Kenny Rogers cowboy boots from there.
I don't think
I was obsessed with Kenny Rogers in like 5th grade.
I don't think the store is there, but the place is still there.
Yeah. Definitely not still open, I don't think.
No. But that's what you get a motorcycle.
I wonder if they made that stuff there.
You know what a motorcycle? My wife would all the time, like, I'm going to go ride. And I'm going for hours. Yeah. And then she goes, what'd you do? I don't know. I rode up in the mountains and I stopped and got food.
Yeah. Even back, that's back by Point Phillips.
Yeah.
Back that way. Because if you cut off a 512 right where Van B...
You can't make a left. You got to go right when you come out there.
Yep. So, I mean, that's what I do most of the time if I need something to take my mind off shit.
And for your plans for the future, you plan on slowing your pace down?
No, getting busier. For sure. I want to get busy.
So how are you going to get busier and separate your time? Are you just going to give a longer time on the turnaround of the tables? Or are you, like you said, you want to kind of give yourself a little bit more space?
Yeah, definitely more space. Maybe leaving my full-time job one day.
Yeah. But if you did that, that would definitely give you... So you're pretty much not going to be able to give yourself more time to do shit until you walk away from the job. And that's not something that you're going to be able to be like, hey, I'm going to go part-time for a little.
No, I can't just do that. No.
And would they be like, if you were like, yo, man, I'm going to go try and do this. If it doesn't work out, can I come back here?
I can't say yes or no.
Because I don't know. Because that's like I don't know. Like, that's a hard place to get a job at.
Yeah. And I don't want to, obviously I don't want to leave my job.
Yeah.
But I do want to make myself better at what I'm doing, and but we'll see.
It's a huge responsibility, man.
It is, and I have a family, so also a responsibility.
But you were also talking that you guys were talking about maybe both of you walking away from your job and then doing, because we'll touch on that and then I'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
But like you guys kind of like where you want to move, have a plan on kind of like taking both of what you guys love and combining it together.
Yeah, for sure. We just want to jump.
Well, what's that idea? Go over that a little bit if you want to.
Yeah, I don't care. So you're talking about knee creates and Tailored Edge,
and you guys were talking about like doing like photography stuff or like hosting weddings.
Yeah. So that's actually what we're trying to do right now. To be honest with you.
But you talked to me about this a while ago.
Yeah, well, it's getting closer.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much, but that is our plan.
Was I not supposed to bring that up?
No, I don't give a fuck what you bring up and what you don't.
I don't edit on the show. So
this is actually live.
The podcast just ends here.
No. Yeah. So last week we actually just tried buying a farm. Didn't work out. So back to the drawing board, looking at another property. So
I feel like it's probably a pain in the ass to. I mean, I've never bought a home, but like, is it harder?
Housing market's ridiculous.
Is it harder to buy? Is it harder to buy a farm than it would be a house, or is there just more bullshit involved?
Well, we just want the property.
Yeah.
So our plan is to obviously keep my wood shop and keep Neat Creates for herself.
Yeah.
And then do a barn-esque type of deal. For weddings and all sorts of, not just for weddings, a place to hang out, have concerts, have wherever the fuck you want there, have fucking like all the local wineries and breweries, bring their shit up.
Or like if Never Again wanted to host
Never Again,
an event,
for sure.
We now have a location.
Honestly, for sure. And honestly, dude, I know this sounds fucking weird, but I feel like I can get big. as weird as that sounds, like have like famous people like show up there and be like,
oh yeah. If you set it up correctly, you definitely could.
Yeah, because there's like plenty of fucking
Penn's
people.
Peak can do it.
Yeah, I don't want to say like famous people. I just mean like people that fucking matter.
Yeah,
not that nobody matters, but I just want a place like that. I don't know what I'm gonna call it though. I got to think about that.
Yeah. So you guys were already looking at property, and then what?
For sure.
Because you were talking about like how you wanted to tie in like with your woodworking, and then create somewhere where like people could have, even if they want to do like a wedding, and then because she's super creative, can tie the photography in it, and then because you guys are understanding how to build a business and how to break down your business, now it's like, cool, we can upcharge for photography, we can upcharge for this, we can charge this for an event, we can have this for parking.
Just tie everything together. And fucking,
if they do the Bluegrass Festival,
dude,
there's
have you ever been there?
way.
Have you ever fucking been there?
I don't. I haven't. What we should do is go. We should just go. You would go to the Bluegrass Festival, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Fucking Mountain Road, baby.
Dude, fucking get an RV and stay overnight.
Yeah.
Get some moonshine. My brother went the one time with Russ Bender, and he said cause my brother had a pop-up camper at the time. Somebody was throwing it out, and like my brother's just good with that, where he took it and he's just like, I just gotta like redo this shit.
For sure.
Add some shit here, and then he had a pop-up, and he said they just went, and he said they just listened to music, and people were really cool, and he said next thing you know they're just drinking moonshine, and just he said it's a good fucking time.
Yeah, I've
always wanted to go. I just never went.
You never went up to Jolly Joe Timbers when that was going?
Yeah, that's right by Point Phillips.
I used to go to Jolly Joe Timbers all the time.
Was that Bluegrass or
and polka?
I was gonna say polka.
Yeah,
but they had Bluegrass.
I wouldn't mind going to a polka fest.
I'd be in.
But dude, if Penn's Peak can pull national acts, there's no way that you wouldn't be able to do something like that. And there,
I've a vision that I want it to be. And
do you envision everything before you start it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. I know what I want something to look like. I know what I want something to be like.
It bothers the fuck out of you until you get it done, unless some other idea pops in and you forget about it.
It almost has to be. It has to be taken care of. The world just fucking
drive you fucking nuts.
Yeah. So, no, I do have a vision of what I want it to be. Not just concerts, just anything. Hang out, have a bite to eat.
Yeah. Oh, so you would have food there as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you set it up with a kitchen, or would you set it up where catering comes in?
That I don't know. I haven't gone that far yet.
Dude, there's so many fucking options for something like that.
Maybe like a little...
Where was the property you were looking? Bushkill?
Yeah, Bushkill.
Yeah.
I think I'm rooted in Bushkill. I don't think
Dude, I go back and forth.
I don't want to leave.
Sometimes my parents talk about getting rid of the house, and then there's sometimes where I'm like, that house is too big. And then the other week I was just working, and I called my mom, and I'm like, what if we kept the house? And like, what if we figured something out?
Yeah.
Because she's always like, well, if it's just me and you, or if it's you and your father, and I'm like, I'm glad that I'm the loser who's not married.
You're not a loser,
my mom's always like, I just always kind of pictured ending up with you. And I was just like, well, whatever. I'm like, you took care of me long enough. I would totally be down to just live with you at the end of your years. I used to think it was so shitty that I was living at home, and I go home all the time, and I split my time between here and home. And then like I started realizing like I spend so much time with my parents that like there's so much that my brothers are missing out with not being at home. I mean, they have their own families and whatnot, but like I'm like looking at my parents where I'm like I'm becoming like really good friends with them. Like I get along with my dad. Like I never really got along with my dad for a really long time. So like we kind of like figured out how to communicate now.
Your own way.
But like I'm just like, I was like, fuck it. Like why? Like if there was some way where I could work out where I would keep, like I didn't realize my dad designed that house. Like I just thought they bought a house, and then my mom's like, well, your father's attached to the house because he designed this and like picked everything out to build it. And I was just like, well, I didn't know that. Damn. And then she was like, yeah, she's like, we were the first people in the development. Damn. So like there's just a part of me that's just like so rooted to Bushkill. I did so much in Bushkill growing up.
Yeah, I've a
lot of really dumb shit, but a lot of awesome stuff.
Yeah,
it was like growing up in the country.
Country boy.
Well, I want to thank you for having you on, man. Like, man. You've been overly nice to me with not even knowing me, and then like what you did with the tables, and you didn't have to do any of that shit, man. Like you just reached out, and then like we agreed to work together, and like it was a really fucked up point in my life when Josh passed away, and it was you won't realize how much you affected me during that time, but like you were a really good friend during that time.
I got
you.
you.
I appreciate it. And this was the starting of the studio being built down here. So I appreciate everything that you've done. And I'm overly tell anyone who asks about these tables where it came. And I just wanted to do this podcast because I think it's important that people see the work you do. And I wanted to kind of tell everybody, like, this is the fucking guy who made the tables.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always like, yeah, fucking Drew. Do you know fucking Drew?
Come
And
talk to me.
some people are like, yeah, I know Drew. I went to high school with him. He's awesome. And then there's people who are like, who? So, like, that was one of the main reasons I wanted to do it. And then I just wanted to kind of showcase how cool you are. And I knew you were nervous,
man.
and it took a little bit, and you finally got to talking. But
maybe.
No, you were good, man. And I just appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you making time. I just appreciate everything you've done for the show. So,
Hell yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man, this was literally the first step, was getting the fucking tables made in the vision that I have. So I appreciate that. But I want to give you a chance to plug all your social media and how anybody can get a hold of you, and if you give out your phone number, whether or not you receive dick pics, or how you want to do that.
Always. You can either go on Instagram and look up me, Drew Hoagland, or you can go on my business page, I should say, at Tailored Edge Wood Company. I'm on Facebook as well for both of each, and you can find my number on either one of those. So.
And plug your wife's stuff so she doesn't kill you after listening to it.
My wife.
My wife.
She's on, I think we're actually tagged, or like maybe on the same page, maybe. I don't know. But if you go on Tailored Edge, she'll be on there.
Yeah.
If not.
What's her Instagram?
Her Instagram is Hoagland Nika. You'll see it.
And then she has all of her, like, Nick Creates on there?
Yep, for sure.
And then what's she have, Etsy or something?
She does. She does. Yeah. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
And this will be on, the audio will go out first.
Yep.
So you can find the video on YouTube is Never Again Studio, iTunes is Never Again Radio, Facebook is Never Again Studio, Instagram is Never Again Studio. It's getting a lot easier. It used to just be like Never Again Clothing, Never Again Radio, Never Again this, Never Again that. But we have all the past shows on, and if you need to get a hold of Luke and don't understand anything that he said, and you still contact me to get a hold of him, I can put you directly in touch with him. What's that?
You said Luke.
Oh, Drew, yeah.
Well, Luke,
yeah. I want to have you guys back on together.
I do want to go on with Luke.
Yeah, so I think Luke's coming on next week, and I'm going to try and bring him on with another guy from the TV show that took second. I can't think of his name right now. And then after I have him on, then I'll bring the both of you guys on. And then I'll bring Fessler on, and then I'll bring you back on with Fessler.
Oh, fuck,
I got to talk Fessler into coming on.
Yeah, I'll try and get him in.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
I just want to chop the shit with him.
Yeah.
Just drink some beers and shit.
Fuck yeah.
Cool, man. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Holy mackerel, that was a good show.
We're going to end it with holy mackerel.
I believe